Good morning, everyone. Uh, Myself Haripriya. Today, I'm going to explain you about the first semester chemistry. Semester chemistry. In that, I want to explain about the inorganic chemistry. In inorganic chemistry, one of the most important topic I want to explain with this video, that is diborane. Uh, Before going to the diborane, what is uh, uh, for what how diborane has been included in a p block elements, we'll see. So diborane belong to p block elements. So in p block elements we are going to learn about most of the p block elements, their structure, their bonding, their characteristics, everything, their reactivity and all. So in that, one of the important topic is diborane. In that, diborane is an electron deficient compound. So diborane is an electron deficient compound. So what do you mean by electron deficient compound? Electron deficient compound means electron deficient. That means deficiency of electrons. Electrons deficiency is there. That means to form a structure, sufficient electrons is not present. To form a structure, if suppose sufficient electrons is not available, means that is those are called as electron deficient compounds. So for example, few examples I want to tell. Electron deficient compounds, maybe some of the examples are in that the most important example is diborane and tetraborane, hexaborane, pentaborane, pentadecaborane, dodecaborane. All these are borane compounds. So these are all electron deficient compounds. Electron deficient compounds means deficiency in electrons to form structure. So in that electron deficient compounds, we are going to learn about the diborane structure. Diborane is very important for the examination point. And in spite of having electron deficiency, in spite of having deficiency in electrons, how the structure is formed, we'll see. So in this first thing, diborane preparation, we'll see. In that preparation, diborane generally reacts with agents like sodium borohydride or lithium aluminum hydride. Generally, the first how the question is, explain what are electron deficient compounds, give the example of electron deficient compounds they have. So in that, the important one is preparation part also. First I'll explain the about the preparation part, then I'll go into the structure and bonding of electron deficient compound. So first preparation. So in this preparation, this diborane I already said, this will react with sodium borohydride or lithium aluminum hydrides, LiAlH4. Diborane react with boranes react with lithium aluminum hydride or boron or reducing agents like sodium borohydride. So here what will happen? How it is prepared? So first you need to add boron trifluoride and you have to add sodium hydroxide NaH, NaH sodium hydride. When you add this, you will get diborane. That is, what is the product formed? If you add BF3 plus 6 moles of sodium hydride, you will get the product as diborane, that is B2H6, and along with diborane you will even get sodium fluoride also. So one more preparation we'll see with this diborane. So sodium borohydrate you take and you add boron trifluoride to that, you will get the product as sodium tetraborofluoride. So along with that you will even get diborane. So diborane, in that way you can prepare. So in the for exam they will ask you How do you prepare? What give the preparation of diborane and explain the structure and bonding of diborane. So this is about the preparation part what we have dealt. So now we'll go to the next one is structure and bonding of diborane. As I already said that diborane is an electron deficient compound. Electron deficient compound means sufficient electrons is not there. Actually, to form a structure, diborane, the formula of diborane is B2H6. So you can see the structure in the photograph. Two borons and how hydrogens are there. Terminal hydrogens are there here and there. And in between, in the center also two hydrogens are there. So here what is happening is B2H6 means two borons and four hydrogens. And in the center remaining two hydrogens. So totally 6 hydrogens. In that way it has been located. Actually to form, how many bonds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To form this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To form 8 bonds, you require how many electrons? 16 electrons. So how many electrons are available? Only 14 electrons. 14 electrons are present. So here what will happen? 2 electrons will be forming bonding with 2 terminal hydrogen. And this side boron also 2 electrons with 2 other terminal hydrogens. So totally 4 is over. Remaining, how many are there? Actually 14 is required to form a bond. How many are required totally to form a bond? How many electrons is required? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 electrons are required. But how many electrons are available there? 14 electrons are there. How they form bond we'll see. 2 electrons with the terminal hydrogen and 2 electrons with the other terminal hydrogen. Totally how many are there? 4 electrons. 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 8. 8 electrons. Remaining 8, 16, no. So actually instead of 8 electrons, it is having only 6 electrons only to form the bridged boron. So actually in that the boron will give 1 electron, hydrogen will give 1 electron. In that way 2 electrons form with terminal hydrogen 1 bond and the other hydrogen also same thing. And this side also repeated same thing. So remaining 2 electrons, 2 electrons are involved in 3 bonding. So how many bonds are there? 1 hydrogen, 1 electron, and boron will give 1 electron here. So totally how many boron has? 2 borons has totally 12 electrons. How many electrons are required? 14 electrons are required. So out that 12 electrons, you can see there. Terminal hydrogens, 1 hydrogen is giving 1 electron, boron is giving 1 electron. Totally how many are there? 2. Upside hydrogen also 2. 2 to 4. And these terminal hydrogens 2 to 4. Totally 8. 8. So this boron, what it will do? It will give 2 electrons to the terminal hydrogens and 1 electron to the bridged bonding. So one more, the bridged means upper bridged, lower bridged. Upper bridged bonding, if suppose one boron is giving upper bridged bonding electron, the other lower bridged it doesn't give electron. So but because it doesn't have sufficient electrons, that is why it is called as electron deficient compounds. So here, so totally how many electrons are involved? 3 electrons are involved. So how many electrons are involved? Here boron is giving 1 electron, hydrogen is giving 1 electron, 2 electrons in the center. You can see the bonding there. So now by this we can understand that the electron deficiency occurred not with the terminal hydrogens but with the central, that is bridged hydrogens only. So the deficiency is, the problem is with the bridged hydrogens only, bridged bonding only. So the what it will do is 2 electrons is involved, 3 bonds are there. So that is why it is called as 3 center 2 electron bonds. What is called 3 center 2 electron bonds. One second. It is called 3 center 2 electron bonds. So even the X-ray diffraction studies shows that the bond length between the boron and hydrogen is showing the same with the normal hydrogen bondings. Whatever the bond length, whatever the X-ray study shows, the same bond length it is showing. But the bridged only, it is not matching. So it indicates that the problem is with the bridged bonding only. The deficiency is with the bridged bonding only. So how that deficiency has been occurred, we'll see now. So each boron is having 3 electrons. Out of that 3 electrons, 2 electrons are involved with terminal hydrogens, 1 electron with bridged hydrogen. And remaining the lower bridged, it doesn't share electron. So now the next boron, the second boron, whatever it is there, it is also same thing. 2 electrons are in boron. The second boron is also having the 3 electrons. Out of the 3 electrons, 2 are involved in the hydrogen bonding, terminal hydrogen, and 1 with the lower. Now first boron is giving upper bridged bond. So second boron is sharing its electrons to the lower bridged bond. In that way the bond will be in a contact. So they are like in bridge, they form a bridged bond. So there will be, you can rotate that molecule by holding the 2 borons, and you can rotate the molecule here and there. So you can see the structure here clearly in the photograph. See here. So how the boron bridged has been. Bridged hydrogen you can see here. 2 borons and terminal hydrogens and bridged hydrogens. So bridged hydrogens are totally different from the terminal hydrogens. So here the bonding you can see here. In this structure you can see clearly that, see, the 3 electrons are involved in bonding now. One is with, 2 are with the terminal hydrogen, 1 is with upper hydrogen. The electron you can see here. And this boron also, 2 with the terminal hydrogens and 1 with lower bond. So in that way the 2 borons are in contact with each other. In that way the structure is stable. Okay, so now we'll see this is called as 3 center 2 electron bond. That means 2 electrons are involved but 3 bonds are involved. So in the exam they even ask the what are electron deficient compounds and explain the 3 center 2 electron bond model. So even you can see this structure also. Here I have shown you the bonds, terminal hydrogens are there, bridged one will be like this, how it is forming. When you hold the 2 terminal borons and you elongate the molecule, you can see that 2 bridged bonding will be in a banana form, or it is also called tau bond, banana bond or tau bond. The shape is, you can see that it is in the form of a banana. That's why the name came as banana bond, or it is also called tau bond. Coming to this is about the structure. Now, if you see the X-ray structure of diborane, you can see here the bond angles you can see different from terminal hydrogens and bridged hydrogens. The terminal hydrogens bond angle is 121.5 degrees and the bond length is 1.19 angstroms. Bond angle between two hydrogens is 121.5 degrees. Bond angle is 120 degrees. 120 degrees, almost 120 or 121. It's almost same. So the terminal hydrogen's bond length is matching. The bond angle of the bond length of bridged hydrogens, you can see that HB means bridged hydrogens, HT terminal hydrogens. So HT means terminal, and terminal bond length from boron to hydrogen is 1.19 angstroms, and from boron to bridged hydrogen is 1.33 angstroms. If you see the bond angle between two hydrogens is 121.5 degrees. The bond angle in between is 97 degrees. So, if total bond length between two borons is 1.77 degrees. So, here I have given see HT means a terminal hydrogen. HB means bridged hydrogen. Okay, this is about the how structure is forming diborane. Okay, simply once again I want to just conclude this. Simply what all I explained, I want to go in just roughly I want to repeat. So here you can see the preparation part. In this preparation you can see boron halides react with reducing agents like sodium borohydride and sodium aluminium hydrides to give diborane. Our aim is to prepare the diborane. So to prepare diborane, sodium borohydride or lithium aluminium hydride had to react. Then you can get the diborane preparation. So for this you can see the reaction down. Boron trifluoride plus 6 moles of sodium hydride. When you react, you get diborane plus sodium fluoride. This is the reactions you can take down. And one more reaction is sodium tetrahydrate reacting with boron trifluoride. You will get sodium tetrafluoride plus diborane. And you can also react with boron trichloride is reacted with lithium aluminium hydrate. So you will get the product as aluminium chloride plus lithium chloride diborane. This is about the preparation of diborane. And coming to the structure part, in this structure you can see the structure. This I already explained that diborane is an electron deficient compound. Electron deficiency means sufficient electrons are not present to form a structure. So that means actually it requires 14 electrons to form bonds, total bonds, but it has only 12 electrons. That means 2 electrons are deficient. So diborane is one of the example will come under electron deficient compounds. In this, if you see the structure, X-ray studies shows that the electron deficiency is not associated with the terminal hydrogens, but it has been associated with the bridged hydrogens. Therefore, the X-ray studies shows that each boron is having 3 electrons, 3 electrons each. So out of that 3 electrons, 2 electrons are involved in terminal hydrogen bonding. One will be with the upper bridged bond. And remaining bond, second it will not form, it will not give electron. It is an empty sp3 hybrid orbital. It has been clearly given, see here in the structure, empty sp3 hybrid orbital. Whereas this second boron also, two electrons with the two terminal hydrogen and one electron with the bottom bonding. In that way, three center, two electrons. See here, one is with hydrogen circle and two are dumbbell shapes, but involved is two electron. That is why it is called as three center, two electron bond. So now, if you hold two borons on two sides and you can rotate the molecules up and down, and after rotating here and there, you can, the molecule, the central bridged bonding will be in the form of a banana bond or tau bond, and this is the bond angles, bond lengths of diborane, whatever I have given in the photograph. This is about the what I explained in the diborane. So with this today's class, just I want to stop.